What's a sign to leave a party that not a lot of young people know? Number 1. If there's 2 or more guys being loud and one of them suddenly takes his shirt off, you have somewhere between 1 second and 1 minute to skedaddle before the fight starts. Number 2. When that one guy who got drunk first and had to be airlifted into a bed to come to his senses at the beginning of the party gets up and is ready for round 2. Time to go, you do not want to see the round 2. Number 3. When that one girl starts drunk crying and making a scene for nothing. Edit, since everyone is sharing stories, I used to work in hotels and we would often have parties at someone's house after shifts. There was one girl in particular who was sweet as pie and super shy when sober, but when drunk, she turned into an absolute mess. After she got drunk, started crying and then locked herself in the bathroom for multiple hours, 2 parties in a row, we stopped inviting her. Number 4. If someone shows off or flashes a weapon of any kind. Gun, knife, taser, whatever. Just go. It always ends badly and bystanders get hurt all too often. Number 5. If there is a group of guys who goes to the party and did not greet anybody, or they just stand around looking, someone is about to be jumped or shot. Just leave. Number 6. If you are the youngest one there by several years you might have a bad time. Number 7. Host puts their hands on their knees, stands up and says, well, it's getting late. Number 8. If the host starts cleaning up instead of socializing, it's either time to help or time to leave. Number 9. When the hosts yawn, leave. If the hosts don't yawn, leave by the time half the guests have. Don't stay until the end unless it's your best friend. Number 10. A group of males that no one really knows show up. Number 11. In my experience, when someone shares a YouTube video they're excited about. The video is fine, but it inevitably leads to, oh, that reminds me of one I saw, leading to an unending chain of people sharing videos, most of the group bored at any given one. The party is over, now it's just people watching YouTube. Bail. Number 12. There's a lot of great last chance answers here, but before the last chance I'd recommend leaving if you see what seemed like small party turn into a large one regardless of behavior. Sometimes it'll be fine, but more often than not there will be some idiot that hours later will cause a major issue. Number 13. It's hard to explain but when the vibe changes and everybody just starts arguing. Obvious signs are groups of people huddled together talking amongst themselves and glaring at someone else/another group, people furiously messaging on their phones, that one person who always tries to make peace moving back and forth between 2 groups. Drama is coming and while it may be interesting to watch, if there's any chance you'll get pulled into a GTFO. Number 14. In your teens, any vomiting. In your 20s, it's just you and the host's closest friends, and everyone left there is a closer friend than you. In your 30s, the babysitter needs to get home. In your 40s, no one needs encouragement. Our pajamas start calling us immediately after dinner. Number 15. You have to keep sober/aware enough to notice when the vibes change. This is true of many other social events as well. There is almost always a warning. Raised voices in one corner of the room, people standing in groups uncomfortably close to each other and gesturing wildly, there's a tension that sweeps through the room before things kick off and if you're on the ball, you can leave before it all goes to shit. Obviously this isn't going to help against some lunatic who randomly pulls out a firearm and starts shooting up a place, but it works extremely well at predicting fights between groups and individuals. And you have every reason to GTFO before things kick off, because while random shooters are pretty rare, the chances of gunfire or weapons getting involved skyrockets once a brawl breaks out. Number 16. Went to college in a town that was mostly safe, but every once in a while there was a shooting at a party. My rule of thumb is if it's midnight and people are still coming in, you should go, it's going to get a little too crazy or out of control. Number 17. Anyone starts crying or locking themselves in the bathroom. Let's go. Cops turn up? Shut yo FCKN mouth. Anyone waving around what party favors they've got? This one depends. If you're with only your homies, but if you're with anyone you don't know, bigger get-together/party etc., GTFO. Gap it if you see that one dude seething in the corner staring at another guy. Stay lucid enough to still be aware of your surroundings and WTF other people are doing. Number 18. At my friend's birthday party he stood up, turned off the music, thanked everyone for coming and said, "You don't have to go home but you can't stay here." I think it's from a song but I'd never heard it and I thought it was great. Number 19, a shady dude no one knows shows up and people sporadically disappear and come back after 20 minutes or so. It's time to leave unless you're into hard drugs or really like to gamble. Shit gets unpredictable really quick. Number 20, cocktail parties, arrive on time or within 15 minutes and it's over in 2 hours. Dinner parties, arrive on time and it's over in 2 to 3 hours depending on how fast things go, how many courses, etc. Late night hangouts / nightcaps after an event, 1 to 2 hours max, and definitely leave if the host appears tired or starts cleaning up. All those rules go out the window when drugs are involved. Refer to the other replies in those cases. But more generally, once the first person leaves, if they aren't obviously leaving early for an emergency or something, typically there's a wave of people leaving, which is when it's polite to leave. If you're a close friend and the host asked you to stay a little longer, then roll up your sleeves and help clean up, and then leave when your part of the cleaning, drying dishes or moving chairs or whatever, is done. And for the love of God, remember that someone lingering is either an idiot or a FWB who is waiting for you to GTFO. Don't be the idiot, and don't cock-block the FWB relationship. Number 21, I am gone as soon as I see anyone who appears to be under 21. Not only because I don't want to be involved with giving alcohol to minors, but also because I'm at an age in which there is nothing that I have in common with a 20 or under-year-old. Number 22, if your friend or anyone is passed out drunk, put them on their side next to a wall or something that won't let them fall back on their back. If they throw up while laying on their back, they can choke and die. If they're on their side, they just get a little messy. Edit, I'm high ASF and forgot exactly what the post was asking, lol. But I'm keeping this here because it's important information regardless.